just what is going on with the BMW 130i. We're going to be jumping in this thing and taking it for its first drive in 6 months today. Before we do that, we're going to be getting this 70mi dash cam kit installed. 70mi, they are the sponsor of today's video. The 70mi 4K A810 is your innovative safety next-gen driving assistant. It's the first Sony Starvis 2 4K 4G dash cam. Let's get this thing out of its box and let's get it installed onto the car. So then, let's get this 70mi dash cam unboxed. Let's have a look what is inside and then we can get it installed. We also have their 4G hardwire kit as well. Yes, this is a 4G connected dash cam. It also records in 4K Ultra HD and comes equipped with their stunning Sony Starvis 2. But I think the proof will really be in the pudding. So let's get this unboxed, let's get it installed, let's take it out on the road and let's see what it's really like. So, I believe in here we should have a front and a rear facing camera. So one for the front windscreen, one for the rear windscreen. So I would imagine the larger of the two is for the front. That is this one right here. This smaller one here, that will be for the rear windscreen. And then I'm going to assume that in here we have all of our cables and various mounts and whatnot. Oh, and we also have a nice handy trim tool as well. And then in the 4G hardwire kit, we have a USB-C cable and then the 4G receiver and cables to connect this up as well. Right then, let's get everything connected up and let's take it for a spin. Now obviously when it comes to installing this dashcam kit, there are many different ways to do it, but I will leave all of the links down for 70mi's YouTube channel, and I'll include all of the installation links and everything so you can do it yourself. You know, it really is, you know, it's pretty straightforward. You just need a little bit of time, patience, and you get yourself sorted. But yeah, we are going to take this car out on the road now. I'm pretty excited because, like I said, I haven't, you know, driven it for a good 6 months or so. So I'm interested to see what this 130i feels like again on the road. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about what the plans are for this car, because I've had quite a few people interested, and you know, they're sort of asking what am I doing with this car. I haven't seen it on the channel in a while. So yeah, let's take it for a drive and let's have a little chat. Okay, so first things first, let's hope this car starts. I have put a brand new battery in this, by the way. And it's been on trickle charge as well, so oh yeah, can't beat the sound of a straight 6 BMW, can you? Right, we are recording on both the front facing camera and the rear facing camera, and we're looking pretty crystal clear, so we should be ready to go. Right, let's get some temperature into the engine. Let's find some nice roads, and then we'll talk a little bit about what the plans are for this car going forward. So while we get some heat into the engine on this BMW 130i, let's go over some of the key features that the 70mi 4K A810 dashcam has to offer. Now, as I already mentioned, this dashcam is equipped with the Sony Starvis 2 sensor, which is the best in-class dashcam sensor on the market. This dashcam also offers HDR dual channel recording or interior recording. It has 70mi night owl vision, which I will actually include a clip of some nighttime driving as well. It's capable of time-lapse recording, super sensing ADAS for improved driver safety, and some of the 4G connectivity functions, instant app alert, app live streaming, find my car, real-time route tracking, and smart parking guardian mode. So what's the plan with this car then? What am I deciding to do with it? And to be honest, I don't think even I know at this point. Originally, I bought this car to keep forever. You know, I didn't plan on selling it, but I mean, that can always be the plan, right? And plans always change. So, for those that don't know this car, it's a 2005 BMW 130i. Now, you may be thinking, like, it's just a 1 Series, like, why are you so precious about it? Well, like, this car, I mean, it's the first 6-cylinder BMW that I ever bought. It's a car that has done wonders for my channel. I mean, there's videos on this car on my channel that have over 1 million views. So I'm forever grateful for that. Obviously, it's grew my channel immensely. I only bought this car for the channel. I feel like I don't have a lot more videos I can make on this car. So that's why I'm kind of, you know, stuck as to what I should be doing at this time. But yeah, the reason that I'm a bit precious about this car is because, you know, I absolutely love driving it. Every time I get in it, I absolutely love it. It's such a fun car to drive. And for those that don't know the BMW 130i, it's actually a pretty rare car. So, especially in the UK, you know, when it comes to a BMW 1 Series, typically they came with a 2-litre diesel, you know, 116D, 118D, you know, 120D, even 123D. The 130i though is obviously the 3-litre naturally aspirated 6-cylinder with the N52 engine, and yeah, I'm sure there's only like a couple of hundred of these in the UK. Now, I don't think I've ever seen another one on the road. I mean, I'm sure they're out there, but as time goes on, you know, numbers are going to drop, you know, year upon year, and I have a feeling that these will, I mean, you could say they already have, but I have a feeling that these will start to steadily increase in price because of just how rare they are, how fun they are, also how reliable they are as well. I mean, if you guys know the N52 engine, it's a very, very good, reliable engine. You know, it puts out a healthy 265 brake horsepower, more than enough power for this chassis. And it's a great little fun car that someone can enjoy with relatively, you know, minimal maintenance, really. So, yeah, I really don't know what I should do. I mean, I'm looking for some guidance, I guess, from you guys, what you think I should be doing with this car. Originally, you know, I was sort of thinking, do I, like, sort of fully restore this car? But I don't think that would do wonders for the channel, if I'm being honest. I don't think too many people would like to see a BMW 1 Series being restored. So yeah, I'm kind of stuck at the moment. Okay, so real quick then, just a few cool features when it comes to this 70mm dash cam, and this is going to relate to the 4G connectivity. This basically works as a vehicle tracker for your car. So if we click vehicle location, we can see exactly where our vehicle is located, and we can also enable vehicle tracking as well, so we can see exactly where our vehicle has been. We also have remote surveillance as well, so if we have the parking feature set up, then we can view the dashcam footage from our phone, you know, away from the car. We don't even have to be in the car to view the dashcam footage live. And that is a good feature to have, especially if you are parked, you know, in a less desirable location, shall we say. You know, you can physically see what is going on at your car at that time and place. But going into the dashcam itself, of course, you can see this screen. You can take a snapshot. Say, for example, you wanted to take a photo of a registration. You can enable or disable the microphone. You can, of course, switch to the rear-facing camera, and you can see in your album your saved video files. And then in the settings, we have a lot of different parameters we can alter. So we can change the recording resolution, but you just want to keep that in the highest quality, really. We can change the video clip duration, so we will as standard record in 1 minute intervals, but we can change that to 2 or 3 minute intervals. You can have HDR activated, which is high dynamic range. That basically makes the video quality look a little bit more crisper. You can leave the speed watermark on, or if you don't want to incriminate yourself, you can turn that off. So here are some pretty cool features as well: collision detection, motion detection, time-lapse photography, emergency video is set to high sensitivity, and the ADAS can also enable that as well. Now obviously I've already done quite a lot to this car. I mean, I've pretty much sorted all of the common engine problems, you know, water pump, thermostats, eccentric shaft sensor. I've done like various gaskets and whatnot, so like the engine is solid. Obviously it's, you know, getting on close to 20 years old now, so I'm going to assume that like a lot of the suspension components are going to be pretty tired. I have done a couple of bits. I've done strap rod ends, things like that, but everything seems like pretty okay on the car. Like I said, probably pretty tired. Probably could benefit from replacing a few tired bushes, but I don't think anything needs doing like immediately. So there's not really anything I can think of that I, you know, plan on doing on this car, you know, like that needs doing right now, like, you know, say for the next MOT. And I think the fact that I don't drive this car a whole lot, I mean, like I said, when I get in it, I absolutely love driving it, but the fact that I don't drive it a whole lot, I don't know if now is a good time to get rid, you know, to sell it on, and then maybe move into something else. I really don't know. It's so difficult. Like, I get so precious about cars that have, you know, kind of served me well and that have memories in and whatnot. Like, don't forget, I've took this car, you know, to the other side of Europe. I've took this, you know, through France, Belgium, Germany, Austria, Italy, you know, drove the Stelvio Pass in this car, been on the Nürburgring a couple of times in it. So yeah, this car has definitely done me well. It's more than served its purpose, and I don't know if I should be moving it on at this point. I guess I'm looking for some guidance from you all watching at home. Okay then, so we're back home now. I've had a little bit of a think and I'm still undecided what to do with this car. I have 5 cars here. 5 cars that I could not all drive at once. I think at least 2, maybe 3 of them need to go for sure. Project KFC, that's my daily driver, so that's not really going anywhere. 760, that needs to get finished and gone. I've been saying that for forever now. But this car is, you know, it's always been a car that I've said I'm not selling. I want to keep it. Such a fun car, but I've definitely, you know, changed my way of thinking the past couple of months or so. I'm sort of thinking, like, if a car is just sitting here collecting dust, is it really worth having? Although it does bring joy to me when I drive it, but should somebody else be experiencing that joy? I don't know. Yeah, please let me know what you think I should do to this car. Realistically, I've taken it as far as I can take it. I've done exactly what I wanted to do with it. I've already mentioned the trips and things that I've been on in it. So yeah, could it be the end of the road for the BMW 130i? And if it is, and they do sell it, how much money could we be realistically be asking for this car? That's another question, is it? I haven't even thought about it. I haven't even thought about how much this car is potentially worth. But Yeah, I'll leave it up to you anyway, guys. I want to thank you all for watching. Remember, all of your inputs are appreciated down in the comment section below. I want to thank 70 My for sponsoring this video as well. Again, if you want to check them out, all of their details will be down in the description box below, along with a discount code where you can save yourself some money. But yeah, that's going to be it from me today, guys. Like I said, thank you all for watching. Give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll see you all in that next one.